Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, Ron here at AbleTrend. Go over the charts and the signals and take a look and see what AbleTrend says and what the results were from the signals, and we'll take a look. I'll show you, what you want to look for on your chart as far as where to buy, sell, where to put your stop loss, and helpful no trade zones, which means don't do anything. The two time frames are in disagreement. We always use two time frames combined into one chart. It's called the guidance chart. Gives us a big advantage over every other system and indicators because it's exclusive to AbleTrend, and it tells us where the hidden support, the blue dots, and the hidden resistance, the red dots. And that's really important because we never want to buy if there's a red dot above. That would be like driving into a roadblock. We never want to go short if there's a blue dot below. And just taking a look at the S&P chart here today, we had a sell signal on it last week, and 8 out of 10 days the S&P has been down, the market. 9 out of 10 last 10 days the NASDAQ has been down, so it's clearly in a very strong downtrend. Even though we had that big up day 2 days ago, down again today, and it's really been a huge downtrend. As you can see here, you've got the red bar, you've got a red dot, you've got a red daily dot, a weekly dot. You even had the red arrow, which is our secondary indicator called trend sig. I mean, you just had everything just pointing to the downside here last week. Anybody using this for longer term positions would have been stopped out actually about 2 weeks ago here, because the stop loss goes at the second lower blue dot right there. So we'd have been stopped out right there. Second lower small blue dot under the price. When the price was here, there's the blue dot stopping it from going lower. That's the hidden support. Always put the stop loss on the second lower row of small blue dots. But here would actually be a short signal or to buy puts. And that would have been a tremendous trade because it's down 120 points from when the sell signal came in. 120 points. That's a huge move down that the software AbleTrend picked up on 2 weeks ago. This over here is a no trade zone. Now a lot of people say, well, can I go short here? There's a red bar, but this blue dot isn't 3 or 4 days ago. No. Remember, the blue dot in the daily weekly chart only comes in once a week. So you've got to wait till actually Monday is when the new dots come in. So you might have a sell signal on middle of the week, of Wednesday or Thursday. Can't touch it till we said don't do it until Monday. If you still, and as it turns out, you had a blue dot again there. So that's why you have to these dots. Well, like for example, when a red bar comes in, it's still good for 7 days or 1 week into the future. It's 5 trading days in a week. When a big blue dot comes in, it's good for 1 week, going forward. That's important because a lot of people sometimes make a mistake and they go, oh, there's no blue dot below, I can get in. Well, no, how can it? It only comes in on Mondays. It only comes in once a week. So it's very helpful to keep an eye on that. Okay, let's jump in. Let's take a look at a Forex chart here. We're going to take a look at the British pound. Really good one to day trade is the pound. It has the most movement, so that's why we like that one. And it doesn't matter what chart we're looking at right now. Just want to show you what to look for on your charts. I just want to point out where you buy, where you sell, where you put your stop loss, and what's a no trade, and when do you not trade at all. Well, this could just as easily look like an Apple chart or an intraday Apple chart or a swing trading Bank of America chart. It doesn't matter to the software. It could be an E-mini intraday chart, a 1 minute, 3 minute we like for day trade. Doesn't matter. It's the same colors and dots, and it's the same rules. That's what's important. It's the same rules no matter what you trade. Okay, now we're not going to touch it over here. You've got blue dots above. You have red dots above here. But here you have triple confirmation. However, you're touching the upper band. Just not going to touch it. So what do you do then? You wait for the sweet spot. That's important to be patient and have the discipline to take the trades. That's the key. But there's your sweet spot. Absolutely textbook sweet spot. The prices pull back down. Notice how they stopped right at the blue dots. It's like, wow, how did AbleTrend know that? We put those blue dots in there way before that even happened. Well, that's the beauty of the indicator and what helps gives us such a big help. But any one of these blue bars here is a sweet spot. because you're down near the blue dots. That's the key. You want to get in close to these blue dots. So that's called a sweet spot, especially when it goes from a green bar to a blue. That's a really good sign that it's going to go up. And your stop loss goes right there. Second lower small blue dot, or previous lower blue dot under the price. So even if we lose on that trade, and there'll definitely be some losing trades, I'll guarantee you that, it's not going to be a big loss. We're talking small. And that's okay. I mean, because that's a big, a big part of trading is you're going to have losing trades. I mean, that's a guarantee. And that's why it's not for everybody, because some people can't handle that. And that's fine. It's fine if you can't. It's just, day trading is not for you. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, up and away it goes. If it hits the bands and you're trading multiple contracts, great place to take profit. Now, there's only two exit rules. If it gets stopped out, or if you get a red bar with a red dot, whichever comes first. The first red bar or a stop out, meaning the prices go under the blue dots. Those are the only two rules to get out. That's it. As long as you've got these blue dots below, these small blue dots, it means stay in the trade. You're safe. You're in an uptrend. You've got a nice wall of protection below the price. The red dots, of course, is the opposite. The red dots means you're in a downtrend. And as long as you've got these red dots above, stay short. You're safe. You got a nice wall of protection to block the price from going higher. And here's where we're getting short. Any one of those red bars, you say, if you missed the first one, you can get in on 5 or 6 other ones. Why? Because the price didn't go down yet. We don't want to be chasing after trades. Just want to try and get in near the beginning. Here's another chance you had right there. Again, green to red. Love when it's green to red. Puts more of the odds in your favor. Green to blue to buy, or green to red to sell short. And this just went down all day long. I mean, we were short on this one for like 6 hours. Software said, stay in it. You've got red dots above. You're safe. Stay in the trade. Down it went all day. And this was a really big winning trade here. This is about 90 pips. That's $900 just trading one contract. So good stuff there until we finally would get out here on the blue bar with the blue dot. Really, really good trade there, and the software picked it up nicely. This is a classic no trade zone. The blue bar, though, 3-minute is a 3-9 chart. The 3-minute says, get long, it's going to go up. The red dot said, don't even think about it. There's an invisible wall there that our software can see for us. No trade zone. Absolutely no trade. Never buy if there's red dots above, or even if they're within 4 bars to the left. We never go short if there's blue dots below, or within 4 bars to the left on an intraday chart. And we always use AbleTrend TS for the higher time frame and AbleTrend TS for the lower time frame. Got to have both. See, TS for the lower, TS for the upper. Make sure you have AbleTrend TS for both time frames, no matter what you're trading. Except if you're doing daily, weekly, or weekly, monthly, then we actually use AbleTrend 3 for the upper time frame. But it's always AbleTrend TS on the lower. Intraday charts is AbleTrend TS on both time frames, all intraday charts. We also add AbleTrend SIG. I just put an up arrow for the buy and a down arrow for the sell. And that's how you get these little arrows on the chart. They just tell us, hey, stay with it. Everything's looking good. So kind of like a heads up. In fact, it gave us the heads up early here before we even got into the trade. But you got the arrow there, there, there. It said, stay in the trade. You're safe. You're in a downtrend. Everything is good to go. Just kind of a, heads up, I guess, is really the best way to put it. Just telling us it's not a buy or sell signal. It's just a kind of a look ahead, kind of telling us what's going on. Take a look at the crude 1-minute, 3-minute chart. Again, not going to touch it over here. You're touching the upper bands. And again, it's the same rules. It's the same colors and dots. This could be any chart in the world. It could be any time frame, any chart. AbleTrend works equally well on every chart, all charts and all time frames. Just want to show you what the different markets look like. Doesn't matter. If this is it, again, could be in a E-mini NASDAQ chart. Doesn't matter. If you know where to buy and sell on this chart, well, now you know how to buy and sell on whatever chart you like to trade. And over thousands of clients, everybody trades something different. There's no right or wrong answer. You can trade whatever you like. I just want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth out of it and trading it properly. utilizing the software till its fullest advantage. So, obvious buy signal right in there. Again, green bars to blue, pull back, and then it goes green to blue. Sweet. Up and away it went. Jack, the arrows are not a primary indicator. They are not a buy or sell signal. They are strictly kind of a heads up. Obviously, the blue bar, blue dot, as you can see, there's your buy signal. It went up. Red bars and red dots would be your sell signal, and that would be on the lower time frame. But that's why we use 2 time frames to filter out false signals and alert us of a choppy market before it starts. And this was a really big uptrend there. A couple of losing trades here. I like to purposely point those out. We'd be buying there. That's a valid buy signal. Lost 10 cents on that trade there. That's a buy signal there. Stop out there, lost about 5 cents. Of course, on the winning trade over here, we made about 50 cents. But you had a couple of 5 and 10 cent losers, and you will definitely get those no matter what you trade. That's a guarantee. Really nice, really nice sweet spot right there. And look at that trade. Nice, very nice. Down it went. And again, like Michael and everybody in the room, I just want to show you how to read the chart. It doesn't matter what chart you're looking at. It's the exact same colors and dots and rules no matter what you trade. So it's always the same. That's the nice part about it. Okay, we'll take a look at one last one. We could take a look at the E-mini S&P today. A couple people asking for that one, so that's the one we're going to take a look at. Just have enough time to squeeze this one in. We're going to take a look at this here. We got a no trade zone. A sell signal there. That one's going to be, going to lose a little on that trade. Really nice. This is the whole day. I just kind of condensed it. I'll zoom in a little closer. You can see over here we've got a triple confirmation buy signal, which went up very nicely. That was about a 7 or 8 point winner at $50 a point. That was a nice one there. Had a couple of nice little sweet spots in here where you've had triple confirmation. You've got the red bar, the red dot. I use X's for this one. We got red X. And actually that one, we use a 3-point rule. So let me just, for the ES, 2801. Yeah, that was 3 points, but for any reason, it was right on 3 points. If you missed it, you had a really nice sweet spot right there. Wow, that's a beauty. Pull back, green bar to red, triple, in fact, quadruple confirmation. Red bar, red arrow, red dot, and red X. Wow, you don't see that too often. That's a super strong trade right there. Down it went, till we finally get out over here on the blue bar with the blue dot. But that was a really good one there. That was a 17-point winner. And I'll just take a couple points off because I like to go down on the winners. I like to say even less than what the winners actually were and exaggerate the losses. So let's say it was a 15-point winner. At $50 a point, $750. AbleTrend gave everybody there in 45 minutes. Very clear-cut, low-risk entry right there. And then you have your stop out. And you have your exit right there. See, now the blue bar and the blue dot came in before we hit the stop loss. If that happens, we're out. We're out. Sometimes, you see the dots further away on the stop loss, don't worry. You're going to get a blue bar, blue dot way before you hit that. Omar, I've been talking about this the last few weeks, and I just showed that right now. That's the trend SIG indicator. I just showed you that. I'll show it again. We had trend SIG, and then for the buy stop, we click up arrow, and for the sell stop, we click down arrow. And that's trend SIG, only on the higher time frame. Higher, not on the lower time frame, on the higher. Michael's saying, do you change the 10-point rule for entry? A lot of people do. If you want to, stretch that a little bit, we're going to leave that one. Everybody's different. Some people just don't want the extra risk. Totally understand that. Everybody has a different risk tolerance. We stick with the 10-point rule, but it's very common with traders to make that a 12-point rule or a 15. The point is, whatever you choose, stick with it. You can't change that. If you want to maybe stretch that to like 12 points, that because of this increased volatility, perfectly fine. But then again, if you're a little bit more on the conservative side and rather not take on that risk, you'll have less trades, but you'll have lower risk trades. So perfectly fine. I personally keep it at 10, but it's up to you. Some people stretch it a little bit more. Perfectly fine to do that. ES is another one. If you don't like the added volatility, which definitely can, totally understand that. It could definitely be a little crazy, NQ. Just go to ES. You won't have as many trades. You won't have probably as much profit, but then again, you won't have as much risk. Yeah, it's all relative. More risk, more profit. But then again, bigger losses. So if that's a little, if NQ is a little whippy for you, makes perfect sense. Just go to ES. Makes perfect sense to go to ES. It's a little slower, not as crazy, and as I've been saying for weeks and months now, if NQ is a little too volatile, go to ES. Okay, so we got a beautiful downtrend there on ES. Obvious no trade zone. There's a short signal, triple confirmation sell signal right there. We lost 3 points maybe on that trade. We won 15 points on the trade before it. It's about a 3-point loss. We got another losing trade here, about another 3 points or so. Really nice triple confirmation sell signal there, and it's green to red, which is good. If you missed it, looks like you might have had another chance right here, or definitely right there for sure. That's only like a 1.5, 2 points away from the red dot. We'll use the 3-point rule for ES, 10 points for NQ. Yes, Chris, this is a 1-3 ES chart. They're both combined into the one chart, as you can see. The X's are the 3-minute hidden support resistance that we've added to the 1-minute chart. It's as simple as that. Keeps us out of trouble. That's why you get so many less losing trades with AbleTrend than everything else. It alerts us of a choppy sideways market before it happens, not after the fact, and you already got beat up like other indicators, and just as we would too if we didn't have that. Good stuff. So we would go short there on the ES, and that one picked up a couple points. We're out over here. No trade zone. Of course, market being in a huge, strong downtrend. Crazy stuff. Yeah, Chris said, "Oh wow, over 150 points on the NQ today." Yeah, it was pretty crazy up and down. NQ has just been really getting hammered. All the technology stocks. As I said, 9 out of 10 days, the Nasdaq has been down. Look at this sweet spot right there. Wow, that's a textbook one right there, isn't it? Right up on top of the blue dot, green to blue arrow, blue X's, blue dots, blue price bar. Hits the upper band for all you multiple lot traders, which is most everyone who uses AbleTrend. But if you even use one lot, we would be out over there and made only maybe about a point on that trade. If you trade more than one, 2 or more, we're definitely going to take some profit up here, and that one turned out to be about a 9-point winner there, so that's sweet. Where would you put the stop on that one, Ron? Oh, good question, Joe. We put the stop loss, just put it, a couple ticks under the blue dots, because there's no lower row of small blue dots. So that's the way we always do that. Just put it, a couple ticks under. You're welcome, Joe. And then that's the end of the day right here. As you can see, look at this big, giant no trade zone. It just went sideways. Look over here what AbleTrend is telling us, okay? Over here, before we know anything ahead of us, doing something like this, AbleTrend saying, don't do anything. You got red dots above, red X's above. That's a wall of invisible resistance that our software can see. You got support below. It's saying, don't do anything. Just leave it alone. It's too choppy. It's probably going to get stuck in the middle of the dots. Fast forwarding a half an hour later, that's exactly what happened. It got stuck right in the middle. It just went sideways. It keeps us out of the mess. So, good stuff here. Is it possible 3 time frames? Yeah, you can, but doesn't make it any better. Less is more, Chris. More is less. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Hey, you're welcome, Kyle. You enjoy your weekend, too. I hope I was helpful. Just let me know what I can do here every day. Always glad to help. Have a good night, everyone.